Okay, like the video. Thank you very much. So let's watch this interview.
There's no truth to any of these allegations, and I will continue to say that. And I think that if it has to be proven in court, it will be proven in court because every single thing has been misconstrued and everything is false when it comes to the things I've been accused of.
So it's BitBoy Crypto being interviewed by Altcoin Daily.
I interview Ben Armstrong, founder of BitBoy Crypto, and get the real story, at least his story, on the series of allegations that led to his removal from his company.
I could have taken a buyout on day one. On day one of this, I could have taken a buyout.
I hope he goes hard on him.
I'm way too trusting, and I've got to start being more skeptical. I'm not a serial cheater. I'm not a person.
I feel like he's just playing a bit dumb there.
And I ask Ben the tough questions. TJ was never into Bencoin. I'm just guessing, but that's probably true, right?
The story that's been told.
Is that tough question?
Left the company isn't accurate. That's not what happened.
Is there an operating agreement in your new company? Are you making the same mistakes? As well as discuss Ben's plans looking forward.
But what I can say is I cannot lose. There's 0% chance I'm going to lose.
I don't know about that.
I'll be back at the top of the influencer game. I think everybody knows that. Everybody knows I'll be back to the top of the heap. The value does not lie in the old channel. The value doesn't really necessarily lie in my new channel. The value, it lies within me.
As we begin today's show, like we mentioned in our other interview, Altcoin Daily is all about presenting news that impacts the crypto community in an impartial and unbiased manner as best as possible.
Come on, let's go.
This controversy certainly fits that bill, and we appreciate both sides sharing their story. As Ben's about to mention, because this is a legal issue, both sides are now handling
TJ makes a lot of allegations in his interview with Altcoin Daily. Let's see if he responds to all of them.
I'm just glad that the truth can now come out through the courts as both parties want.
Once again, start nipping at your heels and outgrow you guys. So I get to do that all over again.
The race is on. The race is on. And right before we're about to do this interview, you told me, due to legal reasons, which I totally get, you're unable to talk about the majority of the case. Is that fair?
Right before the interview, you can't talk about anything. What is he on? Right before the interview, he says, I can't talk about most things. I just can't. We don't even know what he can talk about. I guess when he gets too hard for him, he'll just say, "Oh no, legal, or my lawyer told me you can't say anything." Oh God damn it!
Yeah, I mean, guys, everybody.
Last minute.
Like everybody knows I like to talk, and I think people seeing this new side of me that's like I'm actually listening to the legal advice at this point. I think it shows that this is very serious.
That's a good idea, but
we are in a very good position.
You've come on this interview on like false pretenses, yeah? Then you've changed it in the last moment. That's weird. That is weird. You should have said to him right up beforehand that you couldn't talk about a lot of things.
I've said a few times, I'm in a win-win-win situation here. People look at the momentum of my new channel, and they can see where all the viewers are going and all the engagement and the likes and the clicks and the subscribers. I'm getting...
I don't know. Destroying your old channel by building up a new channel, is that a good idea? That's still your company, you know?
I've had days where I've got more subscribers, in a day more than I've had in a day in 3 or 4 years. And so... really excited to...
A lot of that is because of the whole drama thing. Eventually that'll just die off.
For this channel and move forward and hit 100,000 subscribers. I know you guys put out something that said, like, the viewers of Altcoin Daily also watch these channels, like Ben Armstrong's, crypto. And I was like, man, is the only person without 100,000 subscribers on that list. I was truly...
Ooh, interesting. That's right. We put it on Twitter. The top 10 channels are audience watch that also watch us. You were number 6. There was Coin Bureau, there's Banter, there's all these other people on there.
Well, interesting because I just started it. I'm already number 6. So, my community's been, been nation.
Okay. I think he's still sensitive about the really size of his channel.
And, that they came to where the brand was, and excited to kind of shed the BitBoy moniker and be Ben Armstrong for now. And a new book coming out. I got all kinds of stuff going on, and really excited to continue to grow my own personal brand now.
Ben, what scares me is that both sides adamantly think they're going to win 100%. And somebody's going to lose unless there's a settlement. You say you are definitely going to win, in your opinion?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's...
Okay.
I can't give away any of our legal...
Okay, he's very sure that he's going to win. Great. But he didn't even realize his company was being taken away from him. So can we really trust anything he's saying? Apparently he was completely oblivious that his company was going to be taken.
Our legal directions, but what I can say is I cannot lose. There's 0% chance I'm going to lose. 0%.
What's the biggest misconception about you that came out of all this, you think? Like the audience at home, millions of people have watched your story over these last few weeks. What's the biggest misconception of you?
I think the biggest misconception of me is that I'm about money. I'm not about money. Like, I think that's been very
Dude, you meant to be a millionaire, but you were asking for donations for your legal fund. That's kind of, you've created that yourself.
clear through all this. If I was about money, then I would have stacked tons of money up on the side and I would be fine right now. But I'm struggling financially, and I'm not going to be struggling financially.
Dude's struggling financially. He's meant to be a millionaire. I'm sure TJ said in his interview this dude was drawing $1 million or something out of the company every month for his 67%. So it's weird. I think some of I want to hear him about the. TJ said he had a gambling problem as well. So I want to see him. See what he says about that.
I mean, obviously now the new channel started. We got sponsors lining up, and I sold some assets and managed to get some money in my accounts and stuff. But there was a time during all this where I had $4,000 to my name. $4,000.
$4,000.
Had
Why do you only have $4,000 in the bank? What is going on? There should be I think from my head there should be at least 80 grand in your account just for a rainy day fund or family fund or whatever you need, and the rest should be in assets. That's just in my head. It's weird that he's saying he only had $4 grand in his account.
A high dollar vehicle, not even counting the one that was taken from me, but had my Dodge Demon, obviously a car that I loved a lot, and I had my Rolex, got rid of that. Like, certainly my family lives in a nice house, but like, guys, I don't want to rush and sell my family home. Like, even if I did it, it would take months and months.
Where's this dude's money
in, and then we're dealing with all kinds of situations of moving and uncertainty. And my family's been affected enough by this, for sure. The public.
Didn't you guys, people watching this, don't you think he's a multi-millionaire? No, he sounds like a poor person.
Humiliation has been outrageous. But I haven't been in a good financial spot. I mean, I have $20,000 behind on bills, and none of that is false.
Altcoin Daily, he's probably a millionaire as well. So he knows there's some kind of, it doesn't sound right. It sounds like bullshit.
Anytime I needed money, I just asked for money, and I got a weekly paycheck.
Sorry.
When that weekly paycheck stopped, it was a big paycheck, but when that weekly paycheck stopped, I didn't have any funds coming in. And so I've had to kind of, get back on my heels and,
What are you talking about? Let's go back there.
The weekly paycheck. And when that weekly paycheck stopped, 100% accurate. Anybody that has dealt with me in real life would be able to tell you, like, the fact is I set up a company to where anytime I needed money, I just asked for money and I got a weekly paycheck. And when that weekly paycheck stopped, it was a big paycheck. But when that weekly paycheck stopped, I didn't have any funds coming in. And so I've had to kind of, get back on my heels and now I'm back on my feet and excited to move forward. But I think this idea that...
What is the stake contract? Remember the stake ads that he's putting in his videos on that channel, BitBoy Crypto? Wasn't that stake deal worth millions?
People had over the years that I'm wearing Gucci because I'm all about money is not the case. Like, the fact is, I did have a lot of money. I had access to a lot of money. And most of those clothes were bought with, they were for the brand, right? So they were bought with company funds because it was wardrobe for the show and wardrobe for speaking on stage at places and making appearances. And I got to look good for pictures, and so certainly, like, if you look at the kind of clothes I wore outside of maybe the Dolce & Gabbana get up I wore at the Dubai X or the Dub X coin party, for the most part, I'm wearing black shirts. Yeah, I might say Burberry, might say Gucci on it, but I'm just wearing normal clothes. I'm not, certainly never got into the Richard Hart area of fashion. And I think what people need to see from all this is there was a miscalculation by everyone involved to think that I'm so desperate to be rich.
I thought you were rich.
Concessions that I wouldn't have made otherwise. And that's not, guys, I don't give two craps about a car. I care about the Lamborghini because of the situation surrounding it. I can get rid of that.
Oh my god, did you just say he didn't care about the car? Dude, he went to that guy's house, kept asking him about the car. Was it Lamborghini? He made a few videos talking about his Lamborghini. Now he's saying he doesn't care about the Lamborghini. What?
I'll get another Lamborghini in the future. I'm not worried about that.
You
But I'm
were
in a better
worried.
financial
You
spot
were
where
worried.
I'm not having to decide like, hey, should I buy a Lamborghini or pay employees? You know, like
Am
I
I
never
living
want
in
to
a
be in that
crazy
situation.
world?
And
It's
so
like he's gaslighting me.
I think people have looked at this on the outside and looked at a lot of the surface things, whether it's maybe the cars I drive or the clothes that I wear, and they have a certain perception about me. But whenever anybody meets me in person, like they'll tell you I'm the most down to
He's
earth.
talking about perception. He's creating a whole new reality where he's a poor person. He doesn't know what's going on with the business. He didn't want his Lamborghini. He's saying, "Oh, it's trying to create another whole sense of different alternate reality."
You know, one of the most down to earth influencers you'll ever meet. Like, I love talking to people. I care more about the people, care more about my audience, care more about my family. I care more about, obviously, you need money to survive, right? So, on a baseline level, you have to care about money in some regards. But my numbers, my fashion, my cars, my bank account, none of that.
He says he cared about his audience, but wasn't he? People shilling these coins were paying him to shill it on his channel, and he wasn't telling people that it was a promoted. He was getting paid to promote those coins. So I don't know how much he cares because he did that for ages. Because
Matters
of
to
course he
me.
denies it, but I think he's in some kind of lawsuit.
What matters is I'm able to do what I love, which is get out here and talk to people. And I hope that that's really been what people have seen through this. And that's why I'm pushing through here, because I could have taken a buyout on day one. On day one of this, I could have taken a buyout and, you know, walked away and maybe started getting more behind the scenes.
But you don't want to do
You
that.
know this, Austin, a lot of people in crypto that we've known throughout the years, at some point they shift to behind the scenes because the public life becomes a little bit too much and invites too much scrutiny. I'm not built that way. I don't care about that stuff. I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy the people talking about me. Like, you know, there certainly is, you know, certainly there have been some unflattering things that have came out here. Look, I had an affair and I take responsibility for it.
Oh yeah.
I deserve, as I always say, I deserve.
So he had an affair when he was trying to be a family kind of man. So an affair came out. So that's not really family friendly.
Deserve, you know, I effed up on that big time. It's a choice that I can't undo. It's something I've never done before. I have never had an affair
that we know of,
a sexual relationship with anyone outside of someone who I was dating or married.
What about the TJ was saying you had some kind of sexual assault with your male workers, employees? I wonder, is that true?
I'm not a serial cheater. I'm not a person that's some kind of predator. Like, there's never going to be a story come out about anyone that I've ever had any kind of sexual relationship with outside of what people already know. And so I certainly didn't believe that I was capable of doing such. And for that, I do deserve humiliation for, because people know the kind of person I've said.
I don't really believe him.
Loyal, and I stab my wife in the back, and that freaking sucks. And I hate that. But at the end of the day, I'm not a bad person, and everything that has happened here, I don't really deserve. However, when you look at the numbers and the views and the clicks and the intention, like it's been amusing. It's been amusing to watch from the outside, the Grand Theft Auto memes.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, there's Cassie. There's his wife. Yeah, that's when he got arrested by the police. There's his Lamborghini. So I'm just gonna say, oh, look, the drugs, the cocaine, or whatever, lines of cocaine. So I'm just gonna say, what was I gonna say? I've forgotten. Oh, yeah.
You know, those are pretty good. You know, this is what he sees, this is what she sees. Meme was pretty funny.
So what I was gonna say is, whatever this court hearing is, a lot more dirt's gonna come out, a lot more tales about things he did in the company with regards to his employees. So the best is yet to come.
I laugh about it, and I think if people understood how after I broke out of this, there was definitely a period of time for about a week where I felt like I was in a psychological prison, and I didn't have anywhere to turn, and you know, I had some people I could lean on, and that was it. But once I came out of that, like, look, I'm taking this in stride, and I understand this is going to be the best thing. Like, this is going to end up by the end of this.
It does feel like his last few videos that he's talking to the lawyer, and they told him to just be calm because he was super hyper. You know, when this first happened, he was super off the walls, hyper, unhinged. But now he's like, I don't know if he's taking something to calm his nerves down, but he's like, you know, calm. Maybe he's medicated on something to keep him calm.
For me, and it already kind of is, and I think that it's causing me to re-examine a lot of stuff about my life and re-examine a lot about the people that I trust. Like, that's something that
he didn't trust Altcoin daily. He thought he backstabbed him.
I'm too trusting. I'm way too trusting, and I've got to start being more skeptical and more critical. I have to start setting things up in a way that, like, okay, I don't believe this person's going to try to screw me over, but they may. Like, I've got to think of it like that. And so that's never the way I've thought in my entire life. I always believe everything's going to be okay. And in general, I just feel like I've got a good outlook on life, and I've got an outlook on life that's a positive one, and I see myself, continuing to grow, and I'll be back at the top of the influencer game. I think everybody knows that. Everybody knows I'll be back to the top of the heap. Y'all got a big lead on me now. Y'all had a big lead on me before. Percentage wise, the lead you guys have on me now is much smaller than the lead that you had on me on the previous channel, when we first met. So I think there was 127,000 subscribers to like 6,000 subscribers. So, looking forward to, continuing to grow. And, I think that's the misconception of it, that I care only about the numbers. I care so desperate to keep the channel. Like, I don't care about that stuff. What I
He
care
does
about is
care.
about me and my audience and my family, and the people around me that I love and care about, and my friends in this community that have shown themselves to be true friends. Those are the things that matter to Ben Armstrong. And speaking in third person,
obviously, one compliment I want
This
to
might
give you,
feel
which
sad, but I have a feeling he has no. He has maybe family members and his girlfriend Cassie, but I don't feel like he has any friends. That's the sad thing about it.
I just think has become so much more obvious to me in this last month, so much more undeniable, I should say, is that whether you're at your high highs, meaning talking about something you love, crypto, in the daily live streams, or at the low lows, having that run in with the cops, you're an on-camera talent. Like, you're entertaining. Like, like, that's something they can never take away from you. So
Come on, get to the hard
you're gonna
questions.
build up a new channel. Like, do you think the other channel? Do you even want the other channel anymore? It's like hemorrhaging views.
I will tell you, no matter how this proceeds, I'm never making another video on that channel. Even if I get everything back, never.
Yeah, he's saying that now, but if he gets it back, if he gets his brand, he wants his brand back. BitBoy Crypto. He's not allowed to use it. He's got it there, but he's not allowed to use it though.
Except, like maybe a channel trailer just to keep it alive and explain like what happened. But I have no plans of using that channel going forward. No matter what happens.
Why not?
No, if I were to get everything back, I have plans. But this is my channel going forward, and there's no doubt, there's no going back on it. There was a time where if I would have gotten everything back, and that channel had momentum, that I was going to go back to BitBoy and I was going to keep it going. And that's why people might have seen some conflicting statements by me, right? Like, on one hand, I had said, like, that channel was.
I don't think he thought it all through. He's gonna go back to that channel if he can get it back.
My actual name. And then there was a time where I said, guys, that was really me just kind of sitting back. Like, of course I want to get it back. I am BitBoy. But now we've progressed to somewhere different, which is I've gone through kind of a realization about where the value lies for me. The value does not lie in the old channel. The value doesn't really necessarily.
I get it now. I get it. So TJ must have not wanted him to name his coin, BitBoy Crypto Coin. So he must have told him, name it after yourself, Ben. So that's why now I'm gonna get clicks in my head. That's why you didn't use his BitBoy Crypto. Didn't call it that.
Channel. The value it lies within me. And everywhere I go, there I am. And so I'm going to bring the value everywhere. Like you said, guys, I was a YouTuber before YouTube was invented. Like, it's always been the Ben Show for me, and I think people around me would attest to that. And I don't mean that from a standpoint of, again, I just got a big personality. I've always had a big personality. I was always in trouble in school. Like certainly my later years, it was for bad stuff, that I got into as an older teenager. But
stick to it.
Even from the time
Don't go into tangents.
I was sent to the principal's office. Why? For talking and doing things for attention. And I think that maybe circus clown was something that one of my teachers told my mom.
Let's just go forward.
Look good with white paint on my face. I'm already pale enough.
I want to talk about your.
And I see you can relate to that.
Okay, let's go.
Appropriation of funds.
Let's go.
I want to talk about your new channel, but before we do that, I understand this
hard
final question.
questions.
You
Hard
can't
questions.
talk that much about specifics, but out of all the allegations that the other party made about you, misappropriation of funds, of physical assault, all that stuff. Your message is
sexual assault.
that they're untrue, correct? Like, the audience,
absolutely.
team
Absolutely.
Ben.
Absolutely. 100%.
What about the gambling
100%.
problem? The gambling
100%.
problem.
I will never back down off of that. There are, I would just say that there have been some liberties taken with the telling of these stories. Great liberties that have been taken. And like, there's a lot of things that I wish I could say right now.
So there is a story to be told.
I wish I could talk a lot more about what's going on, but what I would tell you is this, is even if I could talk, and even if I could tell you every single thing, and I could just be an open book.
So he's not saying they're lies. He's saying they're just being exaggerated. So there's some truth in these stories.
I still would not be addressing individual allegations, because when I address individual allegations, like, it makes it seem like he's addressing this. Maybe there's some truth to something else. No,
It's a bit-
there's no truth to any of these allegations.
Well,
And I will continue to say that. And
just say it was all a lie
I
then.
think that if it has to be proven in court, it will be proven in court. But I don't want to give credibility to any of the things that have been said, because every single thing has been misconstrued and everything is false when it comes to the things I've been accused of.
Okay,
And
that's all you
obviously,
need to
dude, the
say.
thing is, I feel like
That's all you needed to say. Is all false. Why just rambling a little bit? I don't
real
know.
winners in this are going to be the lawyers, because it's a he said situation for an outside party. The lawyers are getting all the money. Is there any chance? Did you see any chance of a reconciliation where somebody doesn't get zero in your mind? Is there any chance of meeting in the middle?
Sure. Yeah, sure. I think so, and I think that I would have told you that last week. I wouldn't have said last week that there was any chance for any kind of negotiation or buyout. But at this point, we all know where the value is, and the value is over here. So why do I care? Like, why do I want to go on and on fighting over the value that I've already brought to my new channel? So, what I would
You
say
need to stop
is,
him from
good luck
rambling
to
too
everybody
much.
involved,
Just stick to the questions. Answer the questions.
Trying to do it without me. Good luck. But that doesn't mean that I am definitely going. All I'll say is right now there's a lot of options on the table. There's a lot of things that are going on in the background that people aren't aware of. And I'm looking forward to a lot of these things playing out. And I look forward to just moving on from this one way or the other. And I think that everyone sees, where the success is going for me. And that's all I'm trying to focus on right now.
Let's talk about your new channel. You're doing the morning live streams, or why should somebody?
Dude, this is easy question. Can't you push him a little bit? He hasn't answered the. He's not answering all the questions. The salt allegations, the gambling, misappropriation of funds, all these things. He's not answering them.
Subscribe. What do they get by subscribing to you?
Me. That's why. But guys, we're going back to the grassroots of the channel. I got to where, like, I wanted to have, like,
Okay. Go on.
matter and entertainment.
Let's move on from here. Let's go here.
Boys.
Can we?
But
can we, like, J Chains? How happy were you to get J Chains back in the group? Like, because he left the company early on.
Oh my gosh, man! Like,
Why did he leave though? I don't even know why he left.
and people have to understand that the story that's been told about why J Chains left the company is inaccurate. That's not what happened. Did J Chains and I get into an altercation, a dispute of some sort? Yes, we did. Okay. However,
Altercation or a dispute? Do you mean you got physical with him, and that's why he left?
the fact was that is not why he left. He left a month later because of something totally different. And if he ever wants to tell the story about exactly what happened, like, he has the autonomy to be able to do that. Actually, I don't know. I think there was NDAs that were signed, so maybe he can't actually say it. But I didn't sign one. But I'm not going to put words into somebody else's mouth. But I always miss J Chains. I tell you, when I got back, we had a problem between the two of us. There was definitely a problem. And when he left, I was very sad about it. I begged him to stay, and he decided to leave. And when about 2 months after he left,
It sounds like he left because he couldn't just work with Ben anymore. It's just over the top. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments.
And Chase Sam Bankman-Fried all around, right? But when he was still free. And my first comment when I got to the hotel after we got done with the first day, where we went to the condo, I said, man, I wish J Chains was here. And there were some things that occurred that we both wish that we could take back. because regardless of why he left the company or not, there was a change in our relationship at some point, and we, to be fair, Jay changed when I got back from the Bahamas. We went in November to Decentral. Jay Change tried to kind of make amends, and he tried to hang out with me and be my
I wonder, Jage has changed, dude. He was not an owner now. It wasn't a part owner or had some percentage in the company.
friend. And I'll be honest, I went into it at the time. I was hurt by some stuff that happened, but and I've always said that, like, I just missed him so much because he was my dog, right? Like, a lot of people know last November my best friend died. My best friend Jim, that had been on the channel before. He died of a drug overdose. It's extremely sad. We met in rehab 15 years ago. We've been best friends. Like, we called each other brother. Like, brother. He was my go-to guy. Like, that was my best friend, and I lost him right after I lost Jay Chains. Jay Chains was number 2. He was my best friend right behind Jim, and it really hurt me, and it was really sad.
Okay, let's just move on a little bit. Yeah, let's just move on.
And they're obviously getting AJ to come over.
That was a huge get.
Okay,
From an outsider looking in,
looks like this giving him softball questions here a little bit. Let's go to Cassie.
Questions. How's Ben Coin doing? I see Cassie just got a promotion to CEO. Yeah. What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, the fact is that she was really doing CEO role anyways. There was an announcement that I made very early on with Ben Coin, to where I said that she was the COO. And the truth is, I would have made her the CEO, except for the fact that she didn't really have a name in crypto. Nobody really knew who she was at that point. I mean, some people knew. I mean, she got a bigger account than most people on Twitter or on X, but not anything of significance where, like, she was popular in the space or anything. And so I felt like for Ben Coin, for the CEO, I wanted a big name. I wanted something splashy, and that wasn't her at the time.
The thing about Ben Coin, he used a video maybe 2 days ago talking about putting some kind of sales tax, just hinder, make people not want to sell their coin. I've heard sale tax on crappy, bullshit coins. It's just normally pump and dump rug pull coins that they have sale tax. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't think a sale tax is good. So you want to sell, you're gonna lose a lot of your money when you go to sell it. This is not.
I told her, I said, I know that you're doing all the legwork and you're doing, like, guys, she has built this project. Like, she has absolutely built all the infrastructure that we have. No, she didn't develop it. She's not a developer, but she's managed the entire thing. And so it was common sense to move her to that position.
I wonder what the background is, though.
There's some complications due to everything that occurred, and people are looking from the outside, and they've got all kinds of opinions. I hope my personal life going forward, is now something that's going to be more off the table. I invited everyone into my personal life, and I think from this point forward, we're going to do things a little bit differently. But yeah, Bitcoin's going to be fine. We have our V2 launch coming soon. Super excited about that. There's going to be some income generating things woven into that V2. They're going to push us to be able to, get our initiatives and push towards crypto.
I'm scared of Bitcoin. you guys going to lose a lot of money on that coin.
Adoption.
I shouldn't laugh. It's not going to feel good when you lose money.
What a better time to be at the bottom than at the bottom of the crypto sentiment, which is where we've been. So, really,
Ben, are you a bottom or a top? The allegations.
Looking forward to building Bitcoin out and fostering crypto adoption.
Yo, TJ was never into Bitcoin. Like, I'm just guessing, but that's probably true, right?
TJ he probably didn't want to put his company's reputation on some kind of pump and dump coin. That's why he didn't want anything to do with that coin. And didn't you get that coin from some kind of other online? It wasn't originally his coin. It was somebody asked this coin called Ben, and there was a whole little drama and scamminess involved around it. It's on Twitter.
I will not comment on preferences of anyone at the old company, but I will tell you this, that there are a lot of people that were very unhappy with my decision to move towards Bitcoin and to move away some certain coins that were preferential, I will say. And, I know that there were some people that I lost as employees and lost, not as friends necessarily, but there were some people that were no longer operating with me. And it's the same thing. There were a lot of people that had opinions about the people I was hanging around, and a lot of people that had opinions about the coins that I liked and what I was involved in and with Bitcoin. And going forward, that's what I mean by I'm free now. Like, I'm free. I can do whatever I want now. I can do whatever I want. And yes, I was 67% owner.
He can do whatever he wants, but there's no voices stopping him to say, "Oh, maybe Ben, you should probably think about this before you do it. It could just land you into all kinds of trouble." There's no other voice working, countering him, just giving him, being reasonable in his mind. So it's just him going off, doing whatever he likes. That could be a bad thing.
But you have to understand the difference between being able to do whatever you want and then being able to do whatever you want with pushback and detractors. And now I don't have any of that, and I'm free to operate the way I want to operate, and I'm excited about it.
Is there an operating agreement in your new company? Are you making the same mistakes?
No.
Imagine if AJ gets the whole company. It's like, look, you signed it all the way. There's a small print. I own 90% of the company.
Owner. Like there doesn't have to be any kind of operating agreement because there's nobody to agree with. Like it's me, myself, and I that are in charge of this. So, and I would tell everybody this. And were you about to ask me a question about lessons learned? Because I'm about to give a lesson learned here.
Yeah.
A lesson learned here is don't bring people on as business partners. It doesn't matter how much you know them. Doesn't matter how much you trust them. Doesn't matter if they're family. Doesn't matter if you love them.
Really easy questions is getting.
When you are a person that creates something, now look, if you create something with someone, right, is different. But if you create something first and then someone else gets invited into that fold,
it's gonna let him talk for a bit.
Everybody in the eyes, and I'll tell you that is a.
How do I? Let's get to the end of this.
Ben, final question, then I'll let you go. Millions of people have watched your story this last month. I know the other channel, the other side, is watching this interview now. What is your final message to the haters, the lovers, people out there?
Yeah, my final message is that for everybody that has watched over the years and been loyal to me and subscribed to the channel and watched the videos, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And the thing that I take away from this that is going to be the number one, not necessarily the most important lesson learned, but the number one thing.
Dude, I feel like this is advertisement for Ben. The whole thing. This interview it's not even an interview, but I understand how this happened because he's come on to the show just a little bit, maybe 30 minutes before, and he said, I can't talk about all these things. Like most of the things you're gonna ask me questions about, I cannot talk about them legally. So last minute Ben has changed the whole interview. This is why it's all soft now. It's not his fault. It's not Austin's fault that he did this. Ben is just being manipulative. Okay, this weird manipulative thing he's just done last minute. You could.
That I realized
he's pretty much changed this into this advertisement. He's changed his whole interview into advertisement for his coin and for his channel.
Now will separate what I do going forward from what I did in the past, which is, I thought I was smart. I thought that I thought that what I was doing was unique. I thought that the value that I brought in crypto was unique. I thought that the way that we structured the content was unique. I thought I had a formula. I thought there was a formula to the success of BitBoy Crypto. And I believe that we could take that formula and we could reapply it in any niche with any person that had talent.
What is he talking about?
And we could get similar results. And what I learned is that's not true at all. I never had a formula. I didn't have any kind of
he's talking about like
tricks or tips.
He's talking about like franchising his channel and just getting other people and owning their channels and getting them to pay him a little bit money or something like that.
Help me. What I had was I had me and I had my personality, and that the people, many of the people around me, I think forgot about that, and I never realized it, which is people watch my channel because of me. They didn't watch it for the production value. They didn't watch it for, I knew about this coin and nobody else did. They may have made money on that coin, right? But they watch my channel because they love me, or they love to hate.
Dude, I watched it because I didn't know anything about crypto and I want to get education, but then he just pumps a lot of coins, a lot of, shit coins, and then you just lose all your money on those shit coins. I mean, you can't buy all of these for 150 different shit coins. And also, and then it comes out that he's getting paid to promote these coins. It's not, he doesn't even care about these coins. He's just getting lots of money to promote them.
hate me. People love me or they love to hate me. As we all know, there's not a lot of people in the middle. I'm sure your audience, but I did notice your audience. I was looking at comments from another video you did. Your audience is a very neutral audience, which I think is very funny. Because I see there's a lot of like.
Basically,
Well,
what Ben is the new people who come in, they'll watch Ben, and then they will lose all their money. And then they'll learn all their lessons. On the next bull run, they'll know not to listen to the YouTubers anymore, and they'll just probably just put the money in Bitcoin or safer assets and not listen to this guy, because that's all Ben is. Once you wisen up to it, then that is it.
Like, this was a really cool video and it was a very mature conversation, but no comments on what I was actually said. So your audience reflects you guys very well. But for me, there's not a lot of people that are in the middle. You either love me or you love to hate me,
like Marmite,
or you hate to love me. There's not.
That's a UK thing,
and I've learned that, and I realize that now, and that helps me take a lot of the comments more in stride. The comments didn't bother me before, but they certainly don't bother me now. And now I really do see that even when people are saying horrible things about me, like, it is a form of adoration in a sense, and so. Understanding that, having that epiphany, and knowing that I'm the value on the channel, that's going to change what I do.
I'm the value. Okay.
I don't want to leave something to other people to take over when I'm gone. It's either...
Okay, it's finished. Pretty much. He's just going to keep talking. So, I'm going to say this. Go check out Altcoin Daily's channel. This is a great channel. It's probably great. Have a look. Check out his videos. I'll link the original video in my description. You can have a look at that. Just gonna say my thoughts on the interview are it wasn't a great interview. Not Altcoins Daily's fault. He changed it all. Not the best interview I've ever. TJ's was more. He didn't address a lot of the allegations. I feel like he just couldn't. Well, he just changed his mind last minute and just didn't talk about it. He didn't address the gambling problem, or the salt or misfunds. Taking fraud and all that stuff. He didn't address any of that. So. If you like my video, subscribe to my channel, share the video please, and comment. I'll read your comments. Please, comment. I'll read those comments and reply back. Have a good day. Love you. Bye. Use the links in my description to support my channel. Bye.